I've mentioned in past videos how sneaky emotional affairs are because people get involved in them before they realize how severe they are. Getting attached to someone emotionally can just uproot your marriage. It can make you feel feelings for this other person that, although it begins emotionally, it can turn into physically and beyond that. You can become totally in love with this person, in lust with this person, and it was something that you were blindsided to. You never had any idea. The thing with emotional affairs, though, is they don't just happen. Triggers happen in people's lives, situations that before they know it, they're reaching out to another person, whether it's an old friend, a work colleague, or whatever. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. So unless you're aware, you have a lot of self-awareness of what's going on in your life between you and your partner, many times you'll slip into one. A relationship is alive, and because it's alive, it reacts like anything else that's living. It needs constant nurturance, and by constant nurturance, I don't mean like you have to dote on it, but what I do mean is you have to be aware of your partner. You have to step out of whatever situation you're in and give your partner the affection and attention they need. So I'm going to go through 6 very common life situations or triggers, if you will, that can lead to an emotional affair. What I really suggest is that if you're in one of these, that you use this video as an opportunity to connect with your partner, talk to them about what you're feeling, what you watched on this video, and then encourage them to work along with you so that you won't be susceptible, either one of you, to an emotional affair. The first of these is something most people don't think about, but as a therapist, I see a lot when there's a new baby. Now, a new baby is for sure a celebration of joy, and it is a miracle. But it's important that you remember both partners just feel really sleep deprived. And when you're sleep deprived, what ends up happening is you're numb. You don't care anything unless you can get sleep. Like basically you feel like you're in a fog, like you're going through the motions. You don't give yourself self-care sometimes because you'd rather sleep than take care of yourself. And many times your partner doesn't get the self-care or attention they need. It's important that during this time, you guys don't forget that you're married to someone and that you save time for maybe early morning coffees or late at night coffees or whatever time works with your schedule as new parents. It's important that you have something to look forward to, that you each have a space to talk about your frustrations or your feelings, and that you continually encourage and support each other by giving each other time to take care of themselves. A shower is a big deal. And when you realize your partner hasn't showered in a couple days, telling them, listen, let me stay with the baby. Let's work out a schedule so we both have time and we both can touch each other and get the attention and affection we need. Next, one of you gets a huge job promotion. When one person gets a job promotion, that often involves more money, more travel, more commitment to their job. That leaves a burden on the one who's staying home and taking care of things. Now, if you guys haven't celebrated the job promotion, that's another area where the partner who got the promotion may feel neglected, or they may be feeling like, you should be happy for me. And they'll find somebody else to talk about it. And that person will reiterate, yeah, they should have been happy for you. Well, they may not be happy if they're resentful that they're doing more of the work. So it's important that with anything good like this, even a job promotion, that you both talk about it. And if you're gone a lot, then for goodness sakes, make sure your partner knows when you come home, you're going to schedule a date night and that you really miss them. Text them during the day. Your partner needs to know you're still with them, even though the job promotion may have taken you or will take you out of town more. Next, work is nuts for both of you. Okay, when work gets so overwhelming, and it has been this whole year, I think, basically people get into their work and they forget, hey, wait, I'm part of this living, alive relationship. talk to your partner. Tell them, listen, this project's going to take about 2 weeks. I may need to really focus on it. I won't be around as much. I'm sorry, but can we connect on the weekends? And then when you tell your partner that, if it's even better if you can follow it up with, how about dinner at such and such, on Friday night or Saturday night? Now your partner is more willing to give you that space and also support you during your work projects or whatever's going on at work, and not turn to another person. When people feel like they're married but really alone, that's when they're most susceptible to an emotional affair, because there's always somebody out there who's lonely and who doesn't care that this person they're talking to is married, has a kid, or whatever. So it's important that you connect with your partner, communicate what you need when work is so overwhelmingly chaotic, and give them a time frame. Won't be like this for the rest of the year, but it might be for 2 or 3 weeks, and then follow up by those date nights and those other times to get together. So many people miss opportunities in the morning. Getting up 10 minutes early to have a 10-minute talk with your partner over coffee is a big deal, and it can hold a relationship together. When you're experiencing any kind of health or chronic disease issue, going through any kind of a chronic disease issue is really lonely, and you feel isolated. And the reason is because your life becomes so narrow, becomes self-centered on the illness, and you can really tune out your partner, and your partner feels alone. And if you're not willing to talk or share the illness with them, then basically what ends up happening is they feel like they're just in a relationship, but they're really not. They are alone, and they will get lonely, and they'll talk to someone about your condition to get support. But support turns into emotional affairs very easily. Much better if you're lonely that you turn back to your partner. They may not want to talk about it, but you can encourage them to talk about it if you say, listen, we are in this together. I want to be your teammate. I want to be your support person, but you have to let me in so I know what you're dealing with, and then get educated about what they're going through. Don't wait for them to tell you what it is. Start reading. There's all kinds of information online about almost every health condition out there. So get reading. It's your education about what your partner's going through is your responsibility. If there's a death in the family or the loss of a significant person in one of the partner's lives, it's very important that we remember grief is an independent journey. You may be together forever, but that doesn't mean you're going to grieve the same. When you have high days, your partner may be low, and when you have low days, your partner may be high. One partner might want to just move through it and get on with life. The other one may not want to. They may need more time to kind of process it and understand what's happening to them. It's important that there's a safe space just for each person, and then that you come together and that you talk about it. And also consider griefshare.org. It's an online group program. It's basically very safe right now. It's free, and you can talk to professionals who are basically so good, so adept at handling grief because they've been through it more than once in their own life. If you're bored, I hate to say this, but some people reach out for somebody else when they're bored. These people are always looking for action. And when real life happens, they can't sometimes cope with it. They need to have something else to think about. And so how they amuse themselves is they talk to people online. That is a slippery slope. And the reason is because you can talk to someone, and depending on what kind of mood you are in, you get too close to the edge of what is now betraying your marriage or your friendship vows with this other person. It's important that you don't let anybody into the sacred boundary around your relationship. Once again, when you're bored, start looking for ways you can excite your own partner or your relationship? What can you add to it? Maybe you need a cooking class online, maybe a tango dance class. Maybe you should sign up and watch Netflix for couples, have a Netflix couples night, and make that a routine, a ritual in your relationship. There are so many things you can do when you're bored. You can learn a new language, you can learn a new instrument, you can do hikes together with your partner, you can find new runs, new opportunities to do projects with your partner. But the one thing you cannot do is betray that sacred trust, because once that's betrayed, I'm telling you the truth. I am a therapist. I work with it every day. It is very hard to repair. So listen to the video, learn from the video, and now react by inviting your partner to get more in tune, more connected emotionally with you.